check when you take possession of a new home in Jamaica. So I know a lot of you are buying homes in these new developments, whether it's Chemtech, Gore, any of the other countless homes that are for sale in Jamaica. So I wanted to just give you guys my experience when we bought new homes and some of the things that we found that might have been an issue or that we double checked to make sure that there weren't any problems. So the first thing is the plumbing. So an example of this is when we took possession of our Kimtech home in Drax Hall, we did have some plumbing issues. Some of the parts that they used weren't the highest quality parts. So when the water pressure was high, some of the piping would like burst. So I hope they've upgraded this for the Stonebrook Manor development, but they used some not so great parts in Drax Hall. So what we did is we had some leaks that we found, and we had a plumber, our own personal plumber, come in, fix the issue, and he replaced a lot of the hardware, so to make it more durable and so it would last longer and of better quality. So I've also heard of people in our community in Drax Hall, they had some issues. They would see like water coming out of the walls, like halfway up the wall. And when they tore the wall out, they found that there was some pipes that had burst behind the wall. So just keep an eye out for things like that. If you see water marks, even if it's not wet, if there's water marks, make sure you check into it and try to figure out what the issue is, because that's definitely not something you want to go on for any length of time. So keep an eye on that. If you are not at the home, have your house manager or a friend, family member, somebody just go to the house and run the water full blast in the tub, the shower, the sinks. Just run it full blast and make sure that nothing is leaking, that you don't see any issues. So that's a great way to kind of test it if you're not living in the home full time. Another thing is electric. So when we took possession of our home in Drax Hall, we were not living there full time, so we would go on vacation. And actually, the first time I went to the home, it was we were there with some friends of ours. We had guests in the home, and we were there. And my son was, I want to say, 9 months old at the time, and the power went out. So we were like, what's going on? So we kind of looked up and down the street to see if it was like a community-wide type thing, and it was not. So I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure I paid my JPS bill. So what we found was when my husband checked it out, he went into the fuse box and the wires were actually burnt. It was installed improperly with faulty wires or equipment. My husband could explain it better. Somehow they connected it or used bad parts, and it fried the wires and it cut off the power to the house for about a day. And so we had to have JPS come out and we had to have an electrician come out. So, and actually, if anyone from Chemtech is watching, we're still waiting for a refund for some of that work that was done. My lawyer is in contact with you, so please send us our money if anyone from Chemtech is watching. And that was from literally 3 years ago. So that's something definitely to check. We had the box fixed, the meter was fixed, and hopefully that isn't an issue. I didn't hear of that happening in a lot of the other houses, but there were minor electrical issues that happened in some of the other houses. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on. The other thing that's good to check is water. Water collecting at the foundation is a big thing, and also water drainage from, say, the veranda, or when it rains. Just looking at your property, if you're there when it rains really good one time, just see how the water runs on the property, and if you need to redirect the water or have it drain in a certain way, try to do something to remedy that. So water at the foundation. This is very important because you don't want the water settling at the foundation because it can seep in over time. So if you have that problem, a great thing to do is install a gutter system. If your home does not have a gutter system, that's super important. That's one of the first things we did at our home because we wanted to make sure no water was settling. So that's something that can really help. I also mentioned the water drainage from the veranda. When it rained at our house, the water pooled in a couple different areas. So they actually tore up our whole veranda, re-leveled it, and then tiled it so the water drains properly. So that's very important too. A lot of these houses, when you take possession, you have 6 months to report any issues. So be very meticulous when you're going through your house. Make sure you check everything. These are some of the things that I've experienced, but you never know what it can be. So just make sure you check everything, every electrical outlet, every switch, every light, everything. Make sure everything is working properly, and plumbing is a big one. So I also wanted to share some of the upgrades that we've done at our home. So as I mentioned, the gutters for the water drainage. Also cameras are a great addition. I've talked about that before in some of the other videos. Just to keep an eye on your house. If you're away, you're living abroad, you want to keep an eye on things. And also if you're there too, you always want the security cameras in case something crazy happens. Another great thing is AC sensors. So if you're putting in AC units, it's a great idea to put in the sensors because it can help manage your JPS bill. So electricity in Jamaica can be very costly, especially in some of these new developments. I really think JPS jacks up the electric bills in these touristy communities or communities where they think people have money to throw away. Personally, I don't like throwing money away. So I always try to do things to minimize those fees. So the AC sensors are a great addition. You can set them so the AC will turn off in 30 minutes if there's no motion in the room. So that's a great way to keep your JPS bill low. Another thing is ceiling fans. If the home doesn't come with ceiling fans already, have those installed. A lot of times you could use a ceiling fan versus the AC if it's not a really hot day. So that can help with your JPS bill as well. And then in our house we have a washer and a dryer, but we also installed a clothesline or a laundry line out back. So this is great for our guests. A lot of our guests are actually Jamaican, so they like to hang up their clothes. My husband likes to hang up his clothes when we go down there because he says the clothes need sunlight. So he wants to make sure his clothes have sunlight. So he likes to hang the clothes, so he can do that. So it just gives them another option other than using the dryer. And that can also help lower your JPS bill as well. And the last thing I wanted to mention is a grill. So some of the houses come with the grill already installed. For example, our house that we're getting in Stonebrook Manor has the grill already. That was included in the cost of the house, which is awesome because we don't have to do that on our own and set up the contractor. But if your house does not come with a grill, like our house in Drax Hall, that one did not come with a grill, make sure you do that because it can help with security. It also helps guests feel more secure, especially if they're not from Jamaica. You know, it can make them feel safe. And I will say, our house in Drax Hall, I'm really glad we have the grill because I feel like I could stay there alone overnight and feel totally comfortable and safe and know that no one was getting in. So it just kind of gives you a sense of security, for me personally anyway. So these are some of the recommendations I would make as far as what to check on a new home and then possible upgrades for your home. So let me know what you guys think. If you have any questions, leave a comment, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks.